guys, welcome back to our channel. Well, it's our channel now. We're just doing a updated video on the carnivore diet that we've been on for 7 days specifically now. We're doing it in the car. We're running some errands, so we just decided why not. Let's just get it done. So we started the carnivore challenge because I was watching something on Joe Rogan's show on his podcast, and we just decided why not? Let's see if we can do it. I was a pescatarian vegan for roughly around 7 years. Pescatarian for 5 of it, vegan for 6, and then I transitioned back into a pescatarian diet. Andre, been pretty much eating meat all this time. We've mostly been eating vegetables and stuff like that throughout the week and on weekends, but his palate for meat did not leave, considering he was still able to eat meat. How have you been feeling just eating meat?
I feel good. I wouldn't say more energized, but definitely less tired. There hasn't been any like that midday crash or slowdown from eating strictly meat throughout the day. But yeah, I feel good.
Yeah. For me, switching from the pescatarian diet into just eating meat, it was tough this week for me. It was very challenging. I pretty much feel like I'm in an identity crisis. And even people that know me are like consistently hitting me up like, hey, what are you? Yeah, like, are you eating meat now? Like, what is happening to you? What is this post that you're posting about carnivore diets? What, you're eating like beef? And I'm like, yeah. So one, looking at a plate without any side orders on it is bananas. Literally, not fruit, not vegetable, not a potato, not a fry, nothing, not ketchup, just meat on a plate. To me, I'm like, how is this gonna fill me? That's the first thing. Oddly enough, you're full. So we're going around, well, for him, he's eating about 1 to 2 pounds of meat daily. I'm between maximum 1.5 pounds of meat daily, but really just for me, mostly 1 pound. So I'll sit down and have, a patty with eggs
and 2 strips of bacon.
And I'm literally like full until dinner time. And that's eating around 10, 12 o'clock in a day. And we try not to eat past 8 o'clock on a regular basis. That's just have been our habit. Right. And we've consistently been doing that. But as far as how I feel now, like as of today, I feel pretty good. The first 3 days for me were
rough.
Oh, like I remember my first video, I'm like, oh, so far so good, and literally after I finished filming that video, the bathroom and I became well acquainted. The bathroom and I were well acquainted for about 3 days straight. I'm talking to the point of tears. I'm in there like crying of the pain that I'm experiencing, and I know it's because I just haven't really been eating meat, and just that switch,
not consuming the greens.
Right, and not having any vegetables has been tough for me. I really wanted to see it on my plate, but like I said, it's a transition and it is a challenge. So the bathroom and I for 3 days were like, you're gonna die. Then the flavor of meat, because I've also not been having meat, it doesn't taste good to me. There's nothing, like he's laughing, but there's nothing that I've eaten where I'm like, this is amazing. This tastes great. No, this has been, and chewing. Oh my word. I feel like I'm going to have a brand new jawline by the time I'm done, just from consistently this chewing I'm tired. Like mid chew, I'm like, oh my God, how much more do I have to chew?
Yeah, chew to digest.
And like I said, for him, he's used to this chewing long process, but man, It's a lot more. My teeth over the last 7 years have lost its sharpness to dig through a piece of meat, I'm assuming. So here we are with these rounded teeth that are like made for vegetables that just can't cut through the meat properly. Like choke yourself type stuff. So I'm pretty much gonna have to really cut my meat up really small and consume it that way. So as far as feeling though, after those first 3 days, my energy went up, I would say. My energy went back up to what it normally was, and I started being more consistent with energy throughout the day. I still go to bed really late. That hasn't changed. I still wake up pretty early. That hasn't changed. So overall, it's been better. My cycle, which thank God my husband looked that information up, because since I started my cycle when I was like 10, it's been 7 days long. And I'm not talking like, oh, 5 good days or 4 really, heavy days. And it's been 7 days long, and it stays consistent for 6.5 of those days before any lightening of any kind happens. And on day 4, my cycle was gone. And I was like, am I pregnant? I called my husband. I was like, what's going on? And he was like, oh,
Women have mentioned that their periods have shortened or just completely stopped.
right. So I'm going to say that's like benefit.
Right.
I don't. Who wants to be like 7 days on their cycle? Like, I know my husband's happy about it. He definitely don't want to hear that, it's just day so-and-so. So for me, that so far has been amazing. And the fact that happened in literally a week, like my cycle started the same week that we started the challenge. So for that to happen right then was just the most biggest transitional change. That was like, wow, I didn't expect that to happen so quickly. I assumed that maybe would have happened next month but for it to happen within 3 days of me just eating meat is crazy. Like, so crazy, right? And that's pretty much it. As far as the flavors go, I've seemed to be a little bit more partial to beef. So we've been eating
more beef.
Mostly beef. We've thrown in pork bacon.
Goat.
Yeah, goat
Some
meat.
lamb.
Yeah, lamb. We had lamb this week? No.
The first day, no?
Yeah, we did. We had some lamb. Liver. Liver and crab legs, right? The liver, for me, to handle the liver, I thought I was going to vomit. I haven't cooked liver, and I'm Jamaican. I haven't cooked liver since I was a little kid. I haven't touched it, but to touch it, oh, I thought I was like, I'm not gonna make it. Like, my husband, to be honest, Andre, you've been the one that's really preparing all the food. I haven't really been touching it, and like I said, he eats meat, so I've made it, but I have just not made liver in forever, and it was disgusting. I don't know if it turned me off, but to eat it has been challenge.
You cooked the liver, right?
I did. I cooked the liver this time, and I seasoned it, and I did all of those things. I even had him taste it, because I'm like, I don't know what it's supposed to taste like. Like, I don't eat liver. What is this supposed to taste like? And since most of the time, even when I was cooking the meat before, I didn't try it out when I was cooking it, because I wasn't the one eating it. So he would be the taster to be like, hey, how does this chicken taste? Does it need anything more or whatever? But, so the liver, veal. We had veal. No one told me that veal was mostly fat. It was this.
Well, it's not supposed to be, but yeah, that piece we bought.
The piece we bought was mostly fat. So to be honest, right now, beef is our go-to. Now, like I said, I have not really enjoyed the flavor of it, but I'm gonna try to rock out. So far, that's been the good. As far as using the bathroom, after the first 3 days, it's been okay.
Back to normal?
Normal meaning I'm not using the bathroom like that.
Right.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm not really like, let me go to the bathroom and keep doing that. Now, supplements. What supplements have we been taking?
Multivitamin and Irish moss.
Right. So I pretty much just bought the Irish moss and soaked it, blended it up, made like a gel, moss paste,
Moss.
moss gel, and and I put it in the refrigerator. And we pretty much just take a tablespoon. I've been taking a tablespoon. He's been taking about 2 tablespoons a day of it.
I mix it in water.
He mixes it and dilutes it out in water. The gel, I just take it and deal with it. We're drinking tea. I still do fresh ginger tea in the morning. There's nothing added to it at all. It's literally just ginger blended, boiled, strained, and
Tea or water.
yeah. And I still drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I've been taking vitamin D3. I still take vitamin D3 along with my multivitamins.
And that's because we don't consume a lot of dairy products.
Right. So even with being on this regimen anyway, being on the carnivore diet, it wasn't like we really wanted to consume dairy. I know that dairy is an option, but for me and for him, for dairy, when I wake up in the morning, I have a lot of mucus, a lot of phlegm build up when I wake up when I consume the dairy. So we really haven't been. We've been using butter. You know, make sure that it's actual butter that we've been using, not margarine, but actual butter. We use to make like eggs in.
Yeah, and then most of the any grease or searing or whatever that comes from the bacon fat anyway.
Or the beef fat. We just make the eggs in that. So we really haven't been using as much butter. So yeah, dairy is lack of the dairy, which is why we're consuming the D3 and things like that.
Right.
We just picked up some fish oil.
Yes.
That has omega 3, 6, and 9 that we'll be consuming as well. So for me so far, the best thing that I've eaten was the crab legs. Because I mean, as a pescatarian, fish is always going to be my friend. Seafood and I were here. But for him, I know he's loving, aren't you?
Carnivore diet.
You're loving the meat, the barbaricness of it.
I love it. I don't even use utensils anymore.
Okay, that's... All right, he's a savage. Fine, be a savage. Any other updates?
A noticeable increase in energy. A noticeable increase in decrease of appetite. And I'm gonna say the libido has been pretty high.
The libido could be high also because of you taking the sea moss, which was a reaction of that before.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, you add a little extra amino acids
right.
in there. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Hey, we know what's happening, and I'm not complaining about that by no means. So. Yeah, I mean, the cons of it so far for me is just really changing it out and me.
Yeah, and then what? Only the first 3 days were
bad.
Yeah.
Right, and just variety. You know, that having that variety in your life of being able to eat all of these different things. I think this limitation of just meat on your plate is something that we're just getting used to. So that's pretty much all for our update for now. I insert some pictures of the things that we've been eating, but I guess we'll get another update in a couple weeks. Peace.